Hello my friends, this is Qing Hong here. We have moved to the mountain farm for 2 months now, and I finally start to have more time to paint watercolor. So today I want to devote this precious painting time to my favorite subjects, roses. And this is the reference photo I'm going to use. So I actually first start with a wash, just more of the free flow wash, to express the mass of these clusters of roses. And I start with this lemon yellow as a base, and then drop in sap green and Prussian blue and ultramarine blue, and eventually some violet, you will see, to continue to darken and to create some value change for this mass. And I like this way to just have this wonderful free-flowing stage. It's really the most fun of watercolor. And I intentionally left some white in between, you will see, and that will be the sparkle of the colors, the light that's being reflected from the leaves and from the flowers. Yes, I also left out some whites for the flowers to come in later. Okay, so now the leaves portion are mostly here, and I started to paint the flowers, also just in a really loose way. And I'm varying actually how I touch the paper, how my brush touches the paper. I started by laying it down to get the big leaves, petals, and then just using the tip of the brush and to show some of that actually is a shadow of the petals. And you will say, well, you make it look so easy. Well, I have just painted so much roses, and it's kind of getting intuitive, so it may look random, but I have that intuition, this body wisdom, that I know where to put in the dark, where I use smaller brush, using the brush tip, where I use the whole of the brush. So with this it's seemingly dancing of the brush, I can create this sense of the rose. And you can too, really trust me, and just with practice and brush mileage. And I'm still learning, and you are going to see that I actually are going to mess up some roses big time, because there are shapes or the orientation of the flowers that I don't know how to paint. So it's still a learning process for me. And now here, when the water, yes, the water is still wet, there's still water on the paper, I used dark colors. I think that's alizarin crimson with some violet to go into the rose and to define the darkest dark of the rose, as I saw on the reference photo. And here are actually 2 roses, they clustered together. Those 2 roses actually I didn't do well, and well, that's just part of the learning. So here I want to do some negative painting to define the outline of the rose. And I really took a moment to feel into what the background color I want to put in here. Even though in the reference photo it's kind of dark, just a normal grayish color, but I felt this really pretty violet purplish color, so I decided to put that on it, and I really liked it. And as I'm putting this page actually really vertical, so there's just a lot of water that's flowing down, dripping down, and making a little bit mess, and that's okay. I do realize a little later is that because the paper is so vertical, when I got more water onto it, it does rinse off, really dilutes the colors than I would normally have when I'm more laying the paper more horizontal. So this is what you're seeing here. The beautiful purplish color are being rinsed off a little bit. So well, that's again something I'm learning, and next time I probably will just lay it a little bit more flat so it doesn't get just washed out so much. And here I started to add some foliage, and you know, when I look at this big beautiful rose clusters with leaves, I didn't feel like I want to paint each leaf. So I was thinking if there was an easier way, and so here I'm trying to see if there's an easier way. And what I'm doing is I'm layering darker grains on top of this really beautiful fresh first wash, so there's some natural variation that's happening, and that's actually I feel is working at this point. But from this point on, I started to being less aware of what was the first wash, and I covered it up too much. So, and that's, I guess, it's losing the beautiful transparent feel as I continue to layering up all those foliage. So here, yeah, that's, I'm already layering up too much, adding too much, and covering up all the beautiful first wash. Well, again, this is learning. This again, not me painting for success, but really painting to learn and just to be with this beautiful flower that I really love. So here, with me actually starting to struggle a little bit how to define this two roses right here, and I'm really having some bit of trouble, so haven't really figured out how to do that, but just give it a try, and yeah. Well, now as you can see, I basically messed up the second rose. It's really quite a chaos. So at this point, I'm still hoping to bring some wholeness to it. So I start to add background, and again, I left that purplish bluish color. So, but to have a little bit difference from the other side of the painting, this side I make it a little bit more bluish. And I really like the color, but again, because it is vertical how this canvas was laid, and it was washed out, the background didn't really show, and I couldn't bring the two sides together. So at this point, I realized I need to stop adding to the chaos, but yeah, just call it a day. So I'm taking a step back, take a break, really just stop here and see what's happening here. And I realized that yes, I really like the left side of the painting with the big flower and the little one that I suggested here, and it's really nice. And the left side is, whoa, what a chaos. So what I can do is, if I can just keep part of it, the left side, it still looks like good painting. And then this left side, well, that just means I have allowed to learn. And I think ways that I can continue to learn is to just really do a study on those two clustered roses that I didn't work out well this time. I didn't paint well, and then go from there. I'm sure I will make progress with my practice. Okay, so now the painting is complete, and we are ready to go for some dinner. Okay, thank you for watching, and I hope you're happy painting wherever you are, and see you next time. Bye now.